Greetings and welcome to our film review of Angry Birds the movie.
A movie about birdemics and birds that are angry.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
So that was our review.
It's a movie that you can watch. Go watch it.
Yes.
Bye. Angry Birds was a movie about a bird who is angry and how society has rejected him, and then society realizes that his opinions actually are valuable, and then they need to go and execute his opinions. A bunch of pigs show up on Happy Cheery Bird Island, steal all the babies. Red is the main character and is the only one who really saw any problem coming before it actually fully occurred. And he and the rest of the birds have to go get them back after they apologize to him for not listening to him.
Yeah, there's kind of a moment in the movie where it completely flips, where Red is sort of the guy that nobody really likes all that much. He's kind of the outcast, but then they all have to follow him because he had the right idea from the start, and he's the only one who really caught on. Who
really understands that sometimes you can't just trust right off the bat. You have to be a little bit wary of new people.
Yeah.
They may be good, they may be bad, and you have to keep an eye out to make sure.
Yeah.
These ones turned out to be bad. If they turned out to be good, then Red would have, had egg on his face. Oh, that's terrible. Having an unborn child splatted across your face. So the main character is Red.
Yes.
He is the what's the word? The
protagonist.
Well, protagonist, but he is the I don't know.
The hero.
the titular angry bird. That's what I'm looking for. He is the angry bird of the title.
Yep. He's innately angry. He is angry from hatching.
From hatching,
Yes.
Which is their equivalent of birth.
Yes.
But everyone is sort of an asshole to him. Which just makes his attempts at not being angry shatter completely.
They egg him on.
Bird jokes. I love them. There is Chuck, the yellow roadrunner type.
Yes.
He is the most level-headed but impatient character of the group.
Yes. He's very hyperactive.
Maybe it wasn't ice cream.
And there's Bomb as well. He's sort of the kind of a dumb one of the group. He's a bit slow, not like stupid, but he's, the other ones are sort of better at planning and stuff.
He's slow paced, but he gets things done.
Yeah. In fact, Chuck even says that when they dip in the pool of enlightenment. He's like, "Oh, you were a bit dumb before. I can say that now that I'm smart."
Now that we're both wiser,
yeah,
I can say that you were a bit dumb.
Yeah.
But he has a problem.
Yes, he explodes and he has no control over it. It's sort of whenever he gets excited or surprised, he just explodes, and it's always when he at very inconvenient times and when he least expects it.
Yes. So these people and a very large, very angry bird,
yes,
are all in anger management class with what appears to be a person who is very ineffectively suppressing their anger.
Yes.
Well, I say a person, a bird, a female bird, who is all those horrible stereotypes of the counselor,
yeah,
of the anger counselor that you've ever had. And
including the bad ones.
Including the bad ones. And oh boy, do you despise that.
Yes.
You don't really so much hate her, you just hate her character.
Yes, and she's got a bunch of suppressed issues as well. She's actually, you can tell she's very frustrated with her job. Maybe she's been working as an anger management counselor too long, and it's starting to get to her, get under her skin.
And anyone who is not completing the anger management properly is a target of her ire.
Yes. That kind of leads me into my favorite scene of the movie, in which Red first goes to this anger management class, and there's this wicker bird sort of thing set up that's like, oh, be happy, and it's got this big goofy smile. It's making this annoying noise, and it angers Red to the point where he destroys it in a fit of rage. And then it's later discovered that Chuck...
Revealed.
Yeah, it's later revealed that Chuck made this. It was one of his, like...
His
art
crafts.
Creations or whatever.
It was a anger management craft.
And shortly after, the pigs arrive and,
demolish.
Basically demolish his house because it's
Red's
in
house.
their way.
Red's house.
Red's house. And Chuck shows up and he's just like, oh, isn't it awful when someone destroys something you worked on?
That you poured your heart into?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very funny.
Yes, it's very well deserved.
It's a very deserved thing.
Yeah.
After the pigs have been around for a while, the titular Red and the Angry Bird and his friends, who are a little bit suspicious of the pigs, discover that there are a lot more pigs than they originally had told them existed.
Yes.
So they go up to find the mighty eagle to help them. And they make a long, arduous trek up a mountain. Oh, they fight, and it's a fight every step of the way. And both of Red's friends, Chuck and Bomb, are making stupid attempts at eagle cries the whole way up in his face, and he's almost going to crack because someone's going ah 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 right in your ear, and oh boy, that's right at the top levels, and it deserves to be. It's that annoying.
It is.
And they finally get to the top of the mountain, and then they realize that they climbed a smaller peak that is not the top peak they needed to climb. And they have to go all the way back down and all the way back up the correct mountain. And Bomb grows despondent, and in a time lapse spends an entire day on top of that mountain with Red and Chuck as they just deal with their depression at having to climb down and up the correct mountain. When they get to the top of the correct mountain, of course, you get the most amazing scene in the entire film. The height of the film's comedy. You wouldn't think it was, but it is actually an obese eagle peeing into a pool. Previously, Chuck and Bomb had both thought that this was the pool of enlightenment, and they had been swimming in the pool, drinking the water, talking about how enlightened they now felt, that they had drank this sparkling water, this beautiful water that is, and then the mighty eagle comes out, and he's fat, and he's horrible, and he starts peeing in the mountain in the mountain pool for 15 seconds or longer.
Yeah, it felt long.
It was supposed to feel
Yes.
long. It was the Family Guy style of comedy,
Yes.
where something has gone on so long that it's funny, not funny, and funny again.
Yep.
And the two of them are looking absolutely horrified that they've been drinking and swimming in this water.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And it's just so funny. The comedy in this film is of the Animaniacs variant, where you have the vaguely sexual stuff that the teenagers and college-age students will get.
I found prints! No, fingerprints. I don't think so.
it's still got a nice enough message that the adults won't feel bad about watching it with their kids. And it's got the simple kid humor that will allow the kids to be entertained.
Drop your nuts and move your butts. It's time to get...
Yep. And I know some reviewers were claiming the humor was all over the place and it was inappropriate, but I think that's only if you're like too sensitive. If you grew up in the 90s, then you know this sort of humor
if you need a safe space, you don't watch movies.
Yes.
Ever. Any of them. Safe spaces are not... The movies aren't a safe space.
No.
And this movie is not a safe space.
No.
No. But it is a fun place.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can deal with a little bit of unsafe...
Yeah, and it's just a little bit. I mean, it's not like it's Deadpool.
No, it is not. It is not Deadpool. The closest thing to sexualization is when, for example, someone shoots a toilet plunger and it hits one of the pigs in the chest, and one of the other pigs grabs another plunger and sticks it on the other side of his chest, and he swings it around like they're, like they're boobs or something. And it's just like, haha, that's funny. And it's a scene that's immediately over.
Yeah.
And there's another one where the pigs are all celebrating that they've got the eggs from the birds because they're evil. And one of them's got an E drawn on his belly. The next one has got 2 G's on his butt cheeks and he's shaking his butt. And the third one has an S on his belly. So it's eggs, but he's shaking his butt in like assless chaps or something. None of them have any genitalia whatsoever,
No.
or even butt cracks. So there's
It's
absolutely nothing offensive in any way.
No, it's
But
not even hinted at.
It's not even hinted at
Yeah.
as a sexual. The only real thing that I could say is actually overtly almost sexual is when all the babies are stolen. Chuck says, well, there's only one solution.
Yep.
Ladies, you're going to have to get to work. I am available.
We'll replace the babies. Let's get busy. No, we're gonna get the kids back.
Yeah, Red says, no, we're getting our kids back.
Yes.
How? They're on the other side of the ocean. We'll make our own boat.
Yeah.
He's clearly improvising at that stage. He doesn't have a plan. But everyone's looking to him for a plan, and he rises to the occasion.
Yeah. Which is ironic because Mighty Eagle is the only bird that can fly, and yet Red's the one who has to save the day, even though he's less capable.
Yeah, he's technically less capable, but it sort of is the thing where Mighty Eagle is sort of saying, no, Red, I'm not going to be the one who saves the day all the time anymore. Other people need to be able to save the day too.
Yeah.
And Mighty Eagle actually does this deliberately, even though you could, Red doesn't really see it and doesn't think that it's actually Mighty Eagle doing it deliberately.
Yeah.
He thinks Mighty Eagle's just a lazy bum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very entertaining, very fun movie.
Yeah, actually, one thing that was a bit off, I thought was the use of the song "Behind Blue Eyes," the Limp Bizkit version.
Yes, that is possibly the only thing I could definitively say is a flaw.
It felt like they crammed in like an anime music video into it.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes.
And I thought it would have been stronger with like an original, like sort of somber instrumental piece put in.
It probably could have worked if they'd done a cover as well.
Yeah.
It felt kind of... It was the one thing that really felt out of place in the movie.
Yeah.
It did. You don't like it because it's... what was it you were saying?
Right, because it's behind blue eyes and Red has brown eyes and he's a brown bird, and they instead of going for the stupid parody I would have loved, they just used the original song when they could have changed man to bird and blue to brown. And it would have fit the character exactly, but I guess I would have been too on the nose.
Yes, it would have been, but at the same time, it's the sort of thing you expect out of a
Yes.
parody like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is this sort of quote unquote kids movie parody, which would be like that.
Yep.
And that would be fine, really, because, and everyone would go, haha, they've changed the real song to the fake song.
Yeah. And
that would have been okay. I mean, there's nothing really to complain about that. They chose not to. Maybe they had a deal.
Yeah.
But it was the one thing I can say that I actually didn't like in the movie.
Yeah, it didn't fit.
No.
That's for sure.
The characters were strong, and some of them had arcs, and some of them who didn't need arcs didn't have arcs.
Actually, the good thing about that scene is it only lasted like not even a full minute, I think. So
yeah, it was
over
pretty
quick.
short. It was pretty short. Yeah, but actually, everyone just about gets an arc, kind of a little bit of one at least. The mayor goes from like a jerk who wants everyone to just be happy all the time to, oh wait, I actually can't run a town that way.
They slightly arc to be more reasonable.
Yeah, all of them do.
Yeah.
Mighty Eagle actually does come in and help save the day, though he doesn't save the day entirely all on his own.
No.
He does a lot of the heavy lifting,
Yeah.
because he actually lifts something heavy.
Yeah.
Which it's really funny watching an obese eagle try to flap with a bag full of eggs bigger than him. Bomb gets his thing where he finally learns how to explode himself on purpose.
Yeah, so he gains control of that.
He gains control of himself to a degree.
And he doesn't blow up at the very end of the movie when we expect him to blow up this new home.
Yes,
it's
the village is destroyed, and the villagers make Red a new home in the village where he'd moved out from because he didn't feel welcome.
Yeah.
And they make him, since they've made him a new house inside the village, and he gets a hero's welcome, which he never expected.
Yeah.
They sing Mighty, Mighty Red, and he's very happy about that. He's visibly pleased. But you expect the comedic thing of Bomb blows up inside his nice new house, and it's all ruined.
Yes.
But it doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah. I was actually kind of impressed they didn't go for that, because you know they're going to, and then they don't, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of nice.
It's nice that they had the restraint.
Yes.
That they held themselves back.
Yeah.
That they didn't feel that it was absolutely necessary when it definitely wasn't.
Yep.
I have seen reviews that were quite negative about the film, and I can't agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd give it 4 stars out of 5. I mean, it's not the best movie.
And your 4 stars. I was like, 4 out of 10? Are you insane?
No, 4 out of 5.
This is a really good movie.
It's good.
4.
It's really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I can give it an 8. I'd give it a 9, maybe 9.5 if it wasn't for the Limp Bizkit song. I mean, I could then, but I could say 8, 8.5.
Well, I guess I'm a bit snobbish when I go for like 4.5 or 5.
Well, no, I mean,
when it exceeds.
My 8.5 would be your 4.25.
Yeah, I guess.
So I mean, like, I already have a more fine scale, and I'm dividing it up even more.
Yeah.
Yep, decent movie.
Fine movie.
Go watch it.
Yep.
It's worth it. It's not the greatest movie that you'll ever see in the world, but it's a good movie. Strong characters, strong plot.
Yep.
And villains who are just evil.
Yeah.
They're not misunderstood. They're just bad, and they're liars, and they deserve everything they get.
Yes.
And they get what they deserve.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Yep.